Yeah, I'm recording you right now.
Don't do it.
Don't do it?
I don't care. Whatever you want to do. You want to do something?
Oh, down by the river. What am I doing here?
Visiting your family, of course.
Yeah, I'm searching out my roots.
This will be the last thing. You're the last person I thought I'd ever see down here today.
Really?
Well, yeah.
Well,
yeah. I didn't know that. He's planning on a trip because she's having that conference, but I figured all that conference stuff was done and he wasn't coming because I never heard something.
Well, they're doing it by Zoom.
Yeah.
And she just wanted me around the house to interrupting her. Oh no, that dog's wet. But
I take it easy. You enjoy the swim.
yeah. Well, it's a lab, isn't it?
Half lab and half shepherd.
Well, that'll work.
But he's got more lab.
Yeah, I can tell that.
Attitude and stuff about him.
Very smart dog.
Yeah, very smart. Real good dog. You don't know a stranger. If he sees a stranger, he gets all excited.
Where can you get to the river at over here? Let's take a walk to it.
Where you gonna get to the river at? We go
I don't know. Down close to it.
Yeah, we can go that way. Let's go.
Yeah. Where did Sarah?
I don't know where they went.
Why don't you tell me about this place where we're at?
I don't know a whole lot about it.
What? What's it called?
I don't really know. Crump's Bottom, I think.
Crump's Bottom?
I think, yeah.
And
I'm not 100% sure, but
which river is this?
New River. We're right above Sandstone Falls. Sandstone Falls is right there.
Okay, which way is the river flowing? It's going that way, right?
Yeah.
So to see the falls, we have to go way up there. I remember going to the falls on the other side.
Well, to go to the falls on the other side, you gotta be up on the mountain.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a road over there, isn't there? Where you can go right up to the falls?
No, there's train tracks.
Isn't there a road?
No, the road's like 500 feet up the mountain or better.
Well, okay, when you're up there, you can really hear the falls really loud.
Yeah, there's overlook up there. On,
Okay.
I think it's Route 20.
Okay. Where'd Sarah and Jason go? Oh, so muddy river. Oh, they're down here fishing?
And of course, I guess it's only the one of two rivers that actually flow north. This is the North Floyd River.
Yeah?
It comes
Well, what's the other one?
the Nile, as far as I know.
Isn't that in Africa someplace?
Egypt.
Egypt?
You don't know where Nile is?
No, I'm picking your brain.
I know you are. You're videoing me. I know
Yeah.
what you're doing. Where did they go? Where are they at?
I don't know.
They're
Way down
by
there?
the old dock.
Man, it's muddy down here.
That's why we get flooded so bad here a lot, because we get, if North and South Carolina get a lot of rain, there's only two dams on this river. One's the Clater Lake and the other one's at Bluestone and Hinge. So if they get a lot of rain down there, they gotta open up the gates down here to relieve all the pressure from up, well, down south, I should say.
Oh, there they are down there. From here, where's Beaver Lake at? You know where Beaver Lake is. You've heard of Beaver Lake, right?
Yeah.
I mean, not Beaver Lake, Bass Lake.
Bass Lake is probably...
It's around the bend up there a little ways?
No, it's a little farther. It's probably, I want to say 5 miles.
They still have a camping ground there and stuff?
Yeah, and it's on the other side of the river, of course.
I remember going there when I was a little kid. They used to have dances there in the 60s.
Oh, yeah.
And
I don't think they do a whole lot of that.
They used to have a couple of amusement rides.
Where you had the lake you could actually swim in and stuff.
And that had a fishing lake and a swim lake.
Yeah, I'm not even sure the swim lake's even open anymore. They may have cleaned it up and reopened it. What are you guys doing? Catch any fish?
Let's go.
Well,
Where's the best way to walk over there? This is just going to be a home movie. It's not
I
going to
got you. Yeah, like I said, the water's just went down. It's just now going down. It's just.
Oh man, this is really muddy.
Just in a couple, probably the last couple of days, you was even able to get to the dock.
Oh man, I can't even get. I ain't walking all the way.
You can. You just gonna get muddy, my friend.
I wanted,
you know what? God made mud. Ain't gonna
I
hurt
wanted to take more pictures of closer to the river. That's beautiful. I love this river.
Then you just gotta be careful when you're on that dock.
You got some stuff.
That guy said, you know how to get in touch with the guy that owns all this? If there's any available?
I don't think there's anything available right now. He just rented out the inn, but they're waiting. He's here. He's up there, Stanley. But
You caught anything
Gary
yet?
knows how to get hold of him.
What are you trying to
Gary
catch?
can give you his number.
Whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah, he told me that you can give me his number.
Who did?
Gary. That's his name, right?
The guy that's with me?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know his freaking name.
Okay.
He's the one that pays the daggone rent down here. I mean, I know Stanley. Be careful.
Hey, Stanley, you don't know Stanley's number?
When you're walking, you want to walk on these rafter things. You gotta be careful. You fall.
Yeah, I
through
stepped
the
on a
depths.
stick over here and it broke in half. I thought I'm broken.
You thought you went through? Okay.
And you know what's really cool about down here?
What?
That bald eagles have really came back.
Oh yeah. That all over America.
But there's a, if you go around the bend, that's called Long Bottom. If you go right to the Long Bottom, and there's an island where the water comes in. There's one of the biggest eagles nests in West Virginia.
Oh really?
It's huge.
Wow.
It's huge. And you can normally see a big old white head sticking out of their bald head. I mean, but it's been there for 10 or 15 years, and it been really producing.
Yeah, I remember as a kid coming to West Virginia, you hardly ever saw eagles or hawks, or you see buzzards.
He is hawks at our house.
But I mean,
I mean, when I was
in the whole
back in the
southern-
60s,
in the whole southern West Virginia, watch this.
you would
Back
see.
behind you. There's
I
old-
see.
But,
But you would see, you know, buzzards, but you wouldn't see hawks and things like that.
usually, a lot of times, man, they just fly down there and fish, and it's awesome, man. You can watch them. I've seen them. They've lit trees right here.
I wish one would come by right now.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen one this year.
What's that up there? I wish I could zoom in. No, you see that? see that cliff over there?
Yeah,
And you go up.
that's a snag. That's just a dead tree.
Are you sure?
Oh yeah.
To the left of that one dead
I
tree
see what it
bison.
is. That's a dead snag.
Okay.
That's where one broke out.
I
And
was,
the road
I was
there,
hoping it was a
the
guardrail.
road's just, no, the road is actually just, probably just, you can see how the tree line's different? Right
yeah.
through there just above it. That's where the road is.
Okay. Okay.
Hey, all
I
right.
mean, you can tell by the tree lines the way they run and where the road is.
Okay.
And there's the overlook for the Sandstone Falls from the other side. See that?
Right.
See that real? That there's just a difference in the woods right there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's where the overlook
Well, that's
is.
cool.
And this.
Well, now we're over on the east side of the New River, and we're up on Zion Mountain, and we're in the churchyard of the Zion Mountain Methodist Church. This is an old circuit rider church. My grandfather used to tell me about the Methodist circuit riders, how they used to ride over the mountain here on their horses to go to these missionary churches all over the mountains, and he still remembers them when he was younger, you know, coming up over this mountain, you know, on horseback to preach the gospel. This church yard is significant to me because my grandparents, Madeline Petrie and Burl Petrie, are buried here, and my father's buried here, and 3 of my uncles are buried here, And my father's buried here. Did I said that? Yeah. And 3 of my uncles are buried here. My aunt's buried here. And you see the old church. I don't know if this was what year this was established. I'm gonna have to go back and look it up. I know there's a plaque on the inside. They used to leave the door unlocked. They no longer do that. But it's still in use as a church. I don't know how often they have services, but I think it's still in use as a church. But it's a missionary church on top of this farming community, on top of Zion Mountain area, Wolf Creek area. And like I said, first time I came to this churchyard, I was 12 years old, and it was to bury my father. And his grave is over here. And it was very, I don't know, it rocked my world when he passed away. But he's buried here between my uncle Bucky, Burl Jr. You see the Burl Jr. and my Aunt Phyllis. We know her as Aunt Jean, Phyllis Jean. And she was murdered by the last person that she was living with. Her body was missing for a couple years before they found it over on the New River. But this is the gravesite of my father. I don't know how well that comes in. My father, he joined the Army when he was 17. Served in the Korean War in the 7th Infantry Division. He was a truck driver. And it's my Uncle Bucky's grave, Burl Jr. And here's my grandfather's grave, Burl Sr. And these grave sites ain't being taken care of very well. Last time I was up at this graveyard was in 2015 when I believe, yeah. No? Yeah, when my grandmother passed away. And I don't know if those dates are correct, 1918. But yeah, they still have the original cemetery marker. And my cousin, Bucky's oldest son, he passed away in 2012. He never got over his father dying either. He suffered from, you know, from depression over it. And his father, like my father, they committed suicide. And my cousin Timothy Burl did too. May God rest their souls. Anyways, this churchyard, you know, oh, what did I say I had? Yeah, 3 uncles buried here. There's a couple other uncles I have. Their graves are over this way. But they died when they were just very small toddlers. And it was Garland Freddie, died in 1938. See, he died in 41. And Billy Joe, he died in 38. But Billy Joe, I believe, died of diphtheria. And poor Garland Freddie, he drowned in the river, and which is a huge tragedy because from the story I hear that my father, who at the time would have been 7 years old, let's see, 34, 11 minus 4, yeah, 7 years old, was supposed to have been babysitting Garland Freddie, which 7 years old is awful young. And my father got distracted playing with some of his friends or whatnot. And Garland wandered off into the river and drowned it. And from the story I've been told is that, you know, he was blamed for the death of his little brother. And that, you know, that sort of hung with him all through his life. So on top of suffering from post-traumatic stress, which they didn't call it that back then, and also living with the guilt that supposedly it was his fault that his baby brother died. You know, he suffered from bouts of depression and other situations at the time of his death. And when I was 12 years old, he committed suicide. May God have mercy on my father, my Uncle Bucky, on Timothy Burl, and on any relatives that put any guilt onto my father. Because how can you make a 7-year-old responsible for such a tragic death, a drowning like that? Anyways, like I said, this journey this week, it's a journey looking at the past, and it's sad today that so many people want to destroy monuments of the past, you know, and we need to remember our past, our personal histories, our family histories, and our nation's histories.
Each day a gift is treasured. That's how a life is measured. Not in a moment, not in a day, but in all ways. And the sun will surely rise. The sun will surely rise again. And the sun will surely rise. The sun will surely rise again. And the sun sets on this autumn evening, when the blues turn to hues of scarlet, and then think of you again. Knowing tomorrow the sun will surely rise. The sun will surely rise. The sun will surely rise.